Hi, welcome to Remax Boulder's video podcast. I'm Dwayne Duggan, and today we have Lisa Wade with us. Lisa Wade has been the BARA president for the year 2014 and 2015, and we're going to get caught up with her today and see how things have been at the board this year. But first of all, I wanted to ask Lisa, and welcome Lisa, first of all.
Thank you.
What's the difference between a realtor and just an agent?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because in this day of technology, I think there are some licensees who are choosing not to become a realtor, and there's big differences, and I think the public needs to know about those. So when you're a realtor, you not only have your license by the state of Colorado, but you have to agree to belong to the associations, the local, the state, and the national association. You have to agree to abide by a code of ethics that's very stringent, and they require that you take updated ethics courses every 4 years. You have to agree to take 24 hours of CECs within your 3-year licensing term, continuing education credits, I should say. So you have to stay up on top of what's happening with the industry, what's happening legally, what's happening ethically, and you have to agree to go to arbitration if there's a problem between you and a client. When you are not a realtor, you don't have to agree to any of that stuff. Okay. So not that they're bad people or malintended, but they just aren't necessarily being kept up to date on what's going on and what the new licensing laws are, or what the Colorado Real Estate Commission's positions are on certain topics. And so I think that it's important that the public knows that there is a difference. And recently the University of Denver did a study, Dwayne, that was published, and they discovered that 70% of the complaints that came into DORA, which is our Department of Regulatory Agencies, 70% of them pertain to people who were licensees and not realtors.
So that education makes a big difference.
Makes a huge difference, yes.
Lisa, you were president this last year. How many realtor members do we have in BARA, which BARA stands for?
Boulder Area Realtor Association, so we are Boulder and beyond.
Okay.
We have 1,150 members currently, so that's a good, healthy number. We also have 110 affiliate partner members. Those are folks that are like lenders, inspectors, title company people who partner up with realtors to make transactions go smoothly.
It's interesting, when I was president in 2005, I think we had about 1,500 members, so that the recession had a little bit of attrition.
Now,
what's the feeling? Are there more realtors coming on the marketplace now? Or?
Well, I think that there's a perception that the market is so hot that it's really easy, and whenever that happens, the real estate schools fill up with people. And then I think what really happens is once people start practicing real estate and they realize that it's not as easy as it sounds, then there's a natural attrition.
And I think I heard that there's like 30,000 licensed agents. How many of those licensed agents, that's in the state of Colorado, how many of those are realtors that subscribe to the Code of Ethics?
Somewhere between 20 and 22,000, I think. So there's a bunch of people out there that are practicing real estate and they are not realtors.
Okay.
And it's fine that they do, you just need to know there's a difference.
So being a realtor does make you a bit of a special person. You subscribe to the Code of Ethics, but one thing that I think of you is you are like the realtor extraordinaire, especially when it comes to the giving back to the community, and that's one of the things realtors do. Your theme this year was attitude of gratitude, if I remember right. Was I close on that?
That's very close enough.
Okay, so anyway, you did so many events that gave back to the community. Can you tell us a little bit about those events that you did?
Well, I think it's important to give back to the community, primarily because we live here, we're part of the community, and we as realtors have a vested interest in our community. I think of realtors as ambassadors for our profession to the community, and I think of realtors as ambassadors for our community to people who are not from our community. So when someone comes into the area and they're looking to buy in Boulder or the surrounding area, they're looking to us for information. So we represent our community in many ways, and I think therefore, it's important for us to partner with our community. So in my little year of gratitude and giving back, we wanted to pick 4 volunteer days, big volunteer days, to help with the community. So we hooked up with Share a Gift, which is the Boulder area distribution for Toys for Tots, to help the little kids. We did a day of Junior Achievement Finance Park, which helps middle school kids learn about budgeting. We did Project Home, where we connected with Boulder County Care Connect, and we worked on 18 different senior citizens' yards, cleaning up their yards this spring. And just this last Saturday, we did the Doggy Dash for the Humane Society to help with animals.
Right, so you helped all age groups plus the animals.
I was looking for something to pull on everybody's heartstrings.
Right, well, one of the things that's maybe a little bit unique about the Boulder Area Realtor Association, we have what's called a GAD. And a GAD is a government affairs director, and we have that person by the name of Ken Hotard. So one of the things I wanted to share with everybody is everything that the board and Ken does for protecting
Personal property rights of homeowners,
Right.
that's exactly right. So we are one of the few associations that has a full-time GET. And Ken works tirelessly every day on behalf of realtors, realtor interests, and that means our customers' private property rights and homeowners' rights. And so he stays on top of everything, locally, state, and nationally. And he gets us connected with our representatives. I mean, he sets up a Realtor Day at the Capitol, and we get to go down and meet with our state representatives. And when we fly for the National Association to Washington DC in the spring for spring meetings, and he hooks us up with our local national representatives.
So the Realtor organization really does have a seat at the table, and
We do.
our representatives listen to what we have to say.
We do, especially at the national level. The National Association of Realtors really advocates for personal property rights, like home interest deduction for taxes, and 1031 tax exchanges, and all kinds of things that affect individual property rights. And they are a great organization, and they actually have a pretty loud voice at the table, nationally speaking. And the other thing I'd like to just point out is that they are very bipartisan in nature, and I really find that helpful.
Okay. I know Ken thinks it's very important for the realtors to know what's going on in the political world to help our clients. What is, he's got a program he does every month, and what's he?
Yeah, it's called
what's it
Pizza and
called?
Public Affairs, and
Okay.
so he brings some speaker on some topical information to our board office once a month, and we all get together, have some pizza, and get to talk one-on-one. We recently just did a town hall meeting with Jared Polis,
Okay,
our congressman.
that's pretty nice that they have that connection
Right.
to come with us to visit with them. So,
Yeah.
so what's ahead for the Boulder Area Realtor Association?
Well, you know, we're gonna keep plugging along. David Scott is our new president, and his big theme is gonna be education. We're just bringing back the Graduate Resident Institute, what do you call it?
GRI.
GRI, the
Right.
GRI course for realtors, which is a series of classes to take. And that was something that's had kind of gone by the wayside, and he's bringing that back. And so there's gonna be a big focus on education for realtors this next year.
So again, kind of upping above the licensing level,
Far
putting
above.
realtors kind of a bit of on a pedestal education-wise to
That's
help their
right.
clients.
I think it's so important for them to know what's going on, not only in their area, but nationally, in their association and their communities.
Okay. Lisa, anything else you want to share about your year? It was, I just watched you and you did an incredible job.
Oh, thanks.
I know everybody at RE/MAX of Boulder is just so thankful for your
Oh,
service to the
well,
Board of
that's
Realtors. And,
I enjoyed it.
you know, when you think about it, I think, what were you as far as the number of presidents from RE/MAX of Boulder? We're like past 10 or so, I
Yeah,
think.
there's at least been a good dozen of RE/MAX of Boulder people who had stepped up to be president of our board.
And
I
I
think
think-
it's important to be connected.
Says a lot for all the past presidents and for
Mhm.
RE/MAX of Boulder, so.
That's right.
Lisa, September is Realtor Safety Month. I know right now we have a couple realtors missing that have gone out, not at RE/MAX of Boulder, but in the country, that have gone out to show a house and never to be seen again. And we
Right.
had one realtor murdered
That's right.
this last year. So what kind of things are happening relative to realtor safety? And what should the public know about how we might change our business?
Right, well, I appreciate you bringing it up, because the National Association did make September Realtor Safety Month, and it's primarily because Chris Polycron, who is the current national president, he's from Arkansas, and Arkansas is where Beverly Carter was from, and she is the agent who went out to show property and was murdered at a vacant house. And as you mentioned, there's a couple other cases pending right now. And so a lot of it is awareness. But you know, in our business for years, it's always been someone calls you up out of the blue, you've never heard of them before, and they want you to go meet them at a house to show them the property. And we usually say, sure, and we jump in our car and we go show them. Well, we're really learning that it's a very dangerous thing to do. We're very vulnerable. And it's not just women, it's men as well. So the National Association has created some classes online, and our CEO at BARA is also an approved safety instructor, and we're going to be offering some classes at our BARA office for realtors. But the big thing I want the public to know is that I think there's going to be some new policies implemented at offices, such that if you call and you just want to go see a property, you may well be asked to meet your realtor at the office first. You may be even asked to give a copy of your driver's license number first. And I don't want anyone to take that personally, like it's some sort of insult to them. It's really going to just be for realtor safety, or maybe the realtor is going to be bringing an associate along with them, or they may just ask you to, they may open the door for you and let you go in and look around, and they don't follow you around so much. And it's, again, it's just an awareness and a consciousness of being more safe as we're out there doing our business every day.
All right, great.
That's right, yeah.
Lisa, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for having me, I appreciate it.
Remax of Boulder Video Podcast, signing off. Thank you.